Hi girlies! Alice Oseman's Heartstopper captured the hearts of many, but what about the rest of the Osemanverse? This is my ranking of personal faves from least to most, and it is entirely personal preference. Let me know your faves in the comments. I was born for this. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I just didn't like it as much as the others. Like, don't get me wrong, all of these books are cozy little reads to me, but, you know, something had to be on the bottom. It feels like sacrilege to put Solitaire this low down on the list, but I just like the others more. Nobody Kill Me, Tori's still one of my favourites. I was actually really torn for my number one spot, so I'm going to talk about these ones a little bit more. Radio Silence. I really love Frances and Aled as characters, and I love their relationship and that development over the course of the story. I also really love Karis, and I'm glad that she found herself in a good situation. I would watch an adaptation of like most of these books, but imagine how good an animated adaptation of Universe City would be. Loveless being in my number one spot is kind of a little bit nostalgia because it was the very first Alice Oseman book that I ever read, and I reread it like immediately before making this list, so it's right fresh in the back of my mind. But Loveless is my number one because I love that it follows all of the beats of a cheesy rom-com, but the point is that Georgia is not getting a romance. The point is making platonic relationships as romantic and putting as much energy into them too. One thing that crops up a lot in Alice's work is that apologies take work, and forgiveness doesn't have to be immediate. My favourite version of this is in Loveless, and mild spoilers I guess, but Georgia does wrong by Jason and Pip, and she says she's sorry, but they both take their time to forgive her, and they finally do so after Georgia puts the time into making it up to them in a way unique to each of them. With Jason, it's a tribute to one of his favourite movies, and with Pip, it's a grand romantic gesture, even if the romance in this case is platonic. I also really love Rooney, and yeah, I get that like messy characters like that can be really frustrating to deal with, but I really appreciate her arc in the background. Loveless just has a special place in my heart. It probably also helps that I'm both on the Arrow and the Ace spectrum myself, so I get to see that, and that's it. Like I said earlier, if you do rank them differently, please let me know. I'd love to see your thoughts because all of these books just make me so happy. They're all so cozy and comforting, and even though bad and sad things happen, and sometimes the themes can be kind of dark and there's a lot to deal with, they also just feel so sweet and optimistic. And I think we need more of that. Bye girlies!